Hey guys, sorry about the music. So today we're going to be doing a drill, and it's going to be drilling Alexander Usyk's, not Usyk's, well, maybe his too, he had a good cross, but Joe Joyce's cross, and yeah, drilling the blocking. Now, we've already done this drill 1,000 times, okay? Remember the drill where we get to the line? 1, 2, 1, 2. Very similar, but instead of always, just up here, you don't need my feet back. Just keep up here. But instead of always controlling the bag, sometimes you're going to control the line by blocking, right, and obstructing your opponent's lead hand getting to your face, right? That's the only goal, okay? And then you can take control of the line, which allows you to get into this position, right, to throw the cross off the line. Now, we're going to look down at the feet real quick. When you get into that position and you're controlling the line, you've got your block up, it's important that when you're on your front foot here, your head is over your left knee. If you look at me, yeah, that's fine. Your head gets over your left knee, and all your weight gets on your heel here. You want your weight to really drive, because this is the position that you're going to start your weight transition from. You're not necessarily going to be punching from your heel, right? Someone made a comment about that idea. What the fuck, dude? Why do they always gotta fucking come over here? You're not always going to start your punch there, but you're going to start your weight transition there, because you need to get your heel here. And as you rotate over, you're going to find your punch somewhere along that line as your toes line up with your target, right? But your weight transition, when you're moving around the ring and moving around people, is going to start from your heels. And that's what's going to propel you from one side of the line to the other, or from here to here. Right, through your left hook, or as we're going to be doing the cross. When we get our weight here, we obstruct the line, okay? So, again, another one of those pieces of equipment or ideas is obstructing the line, right? Wherever that is. Now, Joe Joyce's case, the line is going to be Dubois' jab, right? And he's going to cross that, even though his target is going to be up here. So he's going to get his glove here, and then bring his weight back. Now, when you're throwing this shot, when you're practicing it in the beginning, it's not very important that you get here and then all the way to the back foot, okay? It's not very important. It's important that you start, okay? And now, like we've talked about in other videos and other people are catching on, one of the easiest ways to get into a position is to punch, okay? So the first step in learning the cross in this drill, right, after we cover the line and we get to this position, is going to be throwing your jab, okay? I know you're not, in the beginning, going to get all your weight to the back foot. But we want to get our weight from here to here before we worry about getting it from here to here, okay? And still maintaining having power through this entire arc of motion, okay? So you can practice it getting here and just getting here up onto the line as best as you can from this position. Boom, boom, right? Boom, boom. Before you worry about being able to land that shot, cover the line, land that shot, and cross the line, and peel all in one motion. And no matter where your target is, you just want to make sure to obstruct your opponent's line, wherever that happens to be at that moment. I think that's all. Oh, the next part. And like we always talk about on Patreon, right? The first step is always the punch, right? Boom, boom. And now, we want to make sure that this position is not compromised by our inability to move out of this position, right? So, like Joe Joyce, we're going to get on the line. And for the sake of drilling and stuff, again, remember that when you're hitting the heavy bag, not everything that you do is a punch, right? The Wing Chun stuff. Someone mentioned on YouTube that they were having a hard time connecting the dots between the Wing Chun stuff and the power punches. And the reason that they're having a hard time connecting them is because they're using the Wing Chun stuff all as punches and not as setups and feints and probes or things to guide you into the positions, right? So when we're on the back here, if we're saying that our opponent's hands are here, right, at their chest, and our goal when we cross the line is to cover their hand, right, control, so prevent them from being able to connect the line between us and them with their neutral hand, right, with their hand that has no power, right, with the Wing Chun shot, right. We want to control that hand to force them to have to change positions so that we can change positions and land across, right, so that we can attack them with that same hand, that control, over their control of the line. Now, why did I say that? Forgot. Hold on. Oh, so when we pick our targets on the back, this doesn't have to be a punch. Even though we touch the bag here, this is not a punch. We're controlling that lead hand, okay? And we're just getting our hand over their glove, okay? And it's important to remember, this is not a punch, and this is not their head, okay? So when we're simulating this idea, we just need to touch it, get control of that spot, and then transfer our weight into our punch, okay? So being able to apply force to this is not necessary. It's only a placeholder for our next position, for our next attack, okay? So, on that note, we're gonna get into position. Control the bag with our glove, our open hand. Now we're gonna throw across and get into this position. Now, if you're having trouble getting into boom and then peeling, or getting your weight boom to the back foot with your punch, or after the punch, here, the easiest way to do that, and this is going to become very popular and very common knowledge soon too, the easiest way to do that is by taking a step, okay? Now, Joe Joyce, for the most part, wanted to exit the line anyway. So him getting here, controlling, hitting the cross, and then moving off the line, right? Boom, 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 is in his game plan because he wants to create as much distance between him and that angle on the right hand as possible. But that's not the technique. That's not where you want it to end, okay? Where you want it to end is to get on the line, control, cross, and now you're in this position. Boom, bam. And now you're here, ready to get away from a shot, slip all the way to the back foot, and come back with the right hand, okay? Because this position, this is the final position, right? We want to make sure that when we get here, boom, we're not compromised, and we can still bring our weight back and throw a right hand, right? So, boom, boom, bam. Now, we're not going to be throwing right hands. That's all we're drilling, right? But if you're having trouble getting into this position, get to this position, to this position, and take a step. Boom, punch into your zone, and then peel, okay? And allow that to be the guide for this, okay? Allow this to get you into position to punch, and this to get you into position to off the line and generate the power. Because the power is going to come from turning that shot over and getting your head all the way off the line. Boom. So, control the space, the glove, whatever that target is, cross, get your weight off the line. And there are a few ways to continue practicing this drill, okay? Because not only is that the most basic version, this is the striking version, right? Where you have unlimited time to set up, unlimited time to throw your punch, okay? The boxing version, you're always going to be on the line here, and you're going to go control and cross. And you're going to keep the pace and the rhythm of control, cross, boom, and allow that to guide your body mechanics, okay? And what you're wanting to do here is continue to stress your technique for these positions, because these are going to be very common positions for you to get into, especially after you pay attention to Joe Joyce, right, who was getting on the line with the block, right, boom, boom, boom. And every time, he can get on the line, cross. And every time, you can continue moving your... Oh, I'm out of time, 5 minutes? Okay. continuing learning to transition your weight and move, cross the line, and follow the rules, right? But it's important to continue the pace, right? To push your technique and to stress your technique, because that's the way that your technique is going to be applied in the ring against your opponent, okay? We're never going to get to just sit there and practice our striking against our opponent. Never. 99% of the fight is fought at a boxing pace, boom, with boxing control punches, splitting the line, finding your opponent with easy shots before walking them into a power shot. And then, hopefully the fight's over. But just to clarify, before you start practicing the boxing version, make sure you have the first full complete weight transition. Boom, all the way. And if you notice my foot's kind of taking an angle. It's not important that this foot stays on the ground unless you're really trying to get all that power. But in the beginning, anyway, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And yeah, thanks guys.